When we're talking about the difference between a pain site and a pain source, I want you to think about when your lower back is bothering you. You'll tell me that your lower back hurts. That's where your pain is being felt, but that's not the source of the pain. Now, before I go any further, remember you can use this example in any body part whatsoever. I use the lower back because it's an area that quite frequently people complain about. So if your lower back hurts, I want you to think about what's happening. You've got this curvature in the small of your back. So you're like, the pain is here. Well, think about if I'm looking at you from the side, your pelvis has been tilted forward, which creates that curvature in the small of your back. So when somebody comes to me and they say their low back hurts, I want you to foam roll from above your knees to the top of your hip bones. Because think about it, the muscles on the front of the hips, the quadriceps, are grabbing because they're tight, right? The muscles are shrinking, not shrinking, but they're tightening up. It's pulling the pelvis down and tilting it forward. So when someone says their back is hurting them, that's their source of pain, the side of the pain, but the source of the pain is the quads. When somebody complains to me that they have a shoulder injury or shoulder pain or discomfort, we want to foam roll the chest and we want to foam roll the back of the shoulder into the lats in the back. Because what we're looking at, and this is probably the bigger takeaway from this video, is every joint needs to be in what we refer to as anatomically neutral. So if my shoulders are rolled forwards, then what ends up happening is the muscles in between my shoulder blades are going to feel tight all the time. If I can get the shoulders into anatomical neutral, sometimes you have an overdeveloped chest from lifting weights or activities like swimming. Well, that's going to naturally roll the shoulders forward, which puts everything on the back side of the body. The posterior side is going to make it extremely tight. If you do a lot of rowing or you do activity that has your shoulders going back quite often, you might find that your back muscles in between your shoulder blades is called the rhomboids. You may find that those muscles are overdeveloped. So it's going to be pulling the shoulders backwards and you may have spasms and pains in your chest. We talked about the pelvis, the quadriceps and the hamstrings. And as soon as we get that pelvis into anatomical neutral, we relieve quite a bit of tension and pain. A lot of times in the knee areas, the quadriceps to hamstrings. Ankles would be the muscles and the arches of your feet, as well as in your calf area. And there's no absolute science with it. That's the beauty, maybe a curse of soft tissue, is that it's all interrelated. What my goal is for you to be able to understand the difference between the site of the pain and the source of the pain, how to interrupt that pain spasm pain cycle, whether it's through direct pressure or whether it's the use of ice. The idea here is I want you to interrupt it in a very healthy manner, but stop and think at the end of the day, what would be the catalyst for that muscle to be tight in the first place? Is it an overuse issue? Is it maybe you started something, maybe you started a new sport or discipline? Anytime we do something new and different, you may be in shape, it just may not be in shape to do that activity. So hopefully this 3-part series has helped. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and my team, contact@coachrob.com, and thank you for watching.